Meeting will come to order, please. The notice requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act for this meeting have been satisfied. Would you please turn off electronic equipment and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Attention, salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Johanna, would you call the roll, please?
Mayor Becker,
Here.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Here.
Commissioner Blumberg.
I am here.
We have before us the minutes of our June 1st meetings. What is your pleasure?
I'll make a motion, we approve those.
I'll second that motion.
Mayor Becker,
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo.
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg.
Yes.
We will now open for public comment. You have 3 minutes. You can speak on any subject. Is there any public comment?
Trying to be that's impossible. Brian Duffy, 312 North Claremont Avenue. I just wanted to come up today, since I was here earlier, to discuss the issue that I've noticed on the side streets of Margate, and in particular Claremont Avenue. There is a significant speeding issue, and I've brought this attention to I think all of you at one point or another in the 3 years that I've been back in Margate. I've noticed that it's when cars turn off of Amherst Avenue and are going towards Bayshore Drive, or vice versa, Bayshore to Amherst, they accelerate tremendously. Now, you all know that the area, that area there, Claremont, Delavan, Douglas, Essex Avenue, huge family area. And all I'm asking is, what can we do about possibly figuring out a way to slow people down, or acknowledging that there are children in the area? I know there are some signs, but can we do more? And the reason why this kind of, I thought about this was, recently we did the Atlantic Avenue was dropped from 35 to 25. And the reason why was safety, because we want the pedestrians to be safe. Well, there are a significant number of pedestrians in the back side streets of Margate. What can we do to try to slow the people down? I text a certain person yesterday because I know him, and he flew by my street accelerating through the intersection. So I text him nicely, please slow down. I don't know if that's going to work, but there are people. Is there anything we can do? Can we put signs up? Can we put the signs where the speed limit, where they see it? Chief, we talked a while back about doing stops and doing slow down in the street, maybe something. I don't know.
What I'd like to do, if I can respond, please.
Microphone, Chief.
If I may respond.
You certainly may.
What I'd like to do is do a study first.
Yep.
We'll set up the study, we'll see what the speeds really are.
That'd be great. No, absolutely.
We need to know, because a lot of times we're finding, and Fred can attest this because he downloads it for me, it's a matter of perception.
Yeah.
Of our cars.
Yes.
So let me do that first. We'll get
Okay.
two sides
Absolutely.
up each
Chief,
way.
and I think that's a good idea. We had talked a while back about at least painting in the street. I thought we were waiting for the streets to be redone,
That's
and then
correct.
we were going to paint, slow down kids, in big white letters at some of those intersections. Do we need to do the study in order to do that, to stencil in the streets? Just, slow down children in the neighborhood?
No, but I would like to be able to have the raw data to back up doing that. Because if we start, you don't want to, one of the things we run into with the uniform code on traffic control devices is you just don't want to put up things just for the sake of putting them up. There has to be some statistical data to back up what you're doing, because it loses its effectiveness. Just like, I know we have a lot of requests now to put those signs up permanently. Well, if we put one of those signs on Amherst Avenue that says 25, after 3 weeks, it loses its effectiveness. People don't pay attention to it. It's not like it's not
You
there.
mean the electronic sign?
Yes.
Yeah.
So give me a week to the next meeting. I'll be able to report what the speeds were, and we'll go from there. But we have some ideas in mind, and I'm not objecting to painting the street.
Brian and Chief, I can assure you from my own personal experience, there are other streets in the city. Chief maybe should look at them also.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Any other public comment?
Joel Naroff, 223 North Washington Avenue. After the workshop meeting 2 weeks ago, Mayor Becker approached me and indignantly stated that I owe the commissioners an apology. He was incensed that I used an obscenity at a meeting. I was shocked, to say the least, that Mr. Mayor Becker was enraged because I simply repeated the hate-filled, obscene, anti-Semitic rant yelled at me by Steve Troiano. Mr. Becker, let me be clear. How dare you demand that I apologize for telling the public what you would not even admit occurred? How dare you try to humiliate me, the victim of the anti-Semitic act, while covering up the act, protecting the perpetrator, politically interfering with a police investigation, and rewarding the perpetrator of the obscene anti-Semitic rant with a license renewal? Mr. Becker, did you ever contact me after the incident? No, and neither did any of the other commissioners. Indeed, when I asked you why you didn't, your response was, why should I? Well, you should have, because you're the mayor of a city in which an anti-Semitic act was committed in front of a Margate police officer. You are supposed to show leadership and stand up against bigotry, but you failed miserably. You kept your mouth shut. In contrast, when Senator Whalen heard what happened, he contacted me and expressed his dismay that I or anyone would be subjected to such a horrendous act. That's leadership. But you didn't stop with just a refusal to contact me. You covered up the act. No member of this commission has ever said anything publicly about the anti-Semitic act, at least none that I know of. But you didn't stop there. You then proceeded to involve the Margate government in the determination of whether the anti-Semitic act was a hate crime by having a meeting that included the police commissioner and city solicitor. You had no business turning a criminal decision into a political decision. Politics should not have played a role in determining if the act was a criminal act. This should have been a police decision only. Given Mr. Abbott's clear conflict of interest, he had an ethical responsibility to recuse himself from the discussion, since if Mr. Troiano was charged with a hate crime, it would have had an impact on Maynard's liquor license. After failing to show leadership by refusing to contact the victim, covering up the act through your silence, protecting the perpetrator of the act, and by becoming politically involved in the decision to charge Mr. Troiano with a hate crime, he then proceeded to reward the perpetrator by renewing his license. Owning a liquor license is a privilege, not a right. A holder of a government-granted liquor license must pass a moral character test. Anti-Semitism is a disqualifier. No bigot should be allowed to obtain or retain a liquor license. Oh, just going to be another few seconds. When you renewed the license, you made it clear that being an anti-Semite has a moral standing worthy of the privilege of owning a government license. And finally, did you ever ask Mr. Troiano to apologize for his behavior? Mr. Becker, I don't owe you or anyone an apology for repeating the hate-filled, obscene, anti-Semitic slur that Steve Troiano yelled at me. Instead, you owe me an apology for your outrageous behavior. You owe the police department an apology for politically interfering in a police issue. And you owe every member of the Margate community an apology for your gross lack of leadership and total lack of concern about bigotry in Margate. Mr. Becker, can I have your apology?
Thank you, Mr. Naroff. You may sit down now.
Can I have your apology?
No, you may not.
Are you going to apologize to me?
Mr. Naroff, please sit.
I'm asking yes or no. Are you
We've already
going?
been through
It's a
this.
simple question.
Sit.
It's in public now. You can say
I have
yes or
nothing to
no.
apologize for.
There's nothing to apologize.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Sewell, 22 West Drive. That's a hard act to follow, Mayor. And you don't have to apologize to me. I can take it. I'm a tough cookie. I've had far worse said to me. And it's sort of like the people who buy
Mr. Naroff just made you sound clear.
yes, sweeter, almost saccharine. It took all the thunder out of my preparation. I feel like I've wasted my time.
You're pushing that, John.
It reminds me of the person who buys a house next to a pig farm. And then a couple months later says, hey, I really don't like the odor coming from those swine, and wants the farmer to go out of business. I don't think it's going to happen. Commerce, business, we're in a Republican administration. Mayor, you enjoy a most dubious relationship with veracity. You willingly took a solemn sworn oath to uphold the New Jersey State Constitution that specifically and expressly mandates a thorough and efficient education. Your crony appointees to the school board have the ignominious distinction of failing all 7 indicators of efficiency. Even more aggravating is the board's indifference or disinterest in addressing this total morass and disaster. Any fiscally prudent board would immediately seek to remedy such a deplorable fiasco. The first initial step would be simply to define the 7 indicators of inefficiency and to seek means to correct all 7 of them. The modality best suited to this end would be a white paper. Mayor, if you and/or the board are not inclined to undertake this basic first step, then do defer the matter to a third party. In fact, such an approach might prove to be more objective and more focused. Mayor, your discredited accountancy firm, Ford Scott, could undertake just such an analysis. But, Mayor, truth be told, it would only be identifying the 800-pound gorilla in our midst. It's neither rocket science nor brain surgery to recognize and acknowledge at long last that keeping 2 totally dysfunctional, inefficient, and grossly underutilized schools running at enormous cost overruns makes absolutely no rational sense, economically or otherwise. It's time to save a cool $1 million in needless bonded indebtedness and simply repurpose the 3rd floor of Ross School at little or no cost to the taxpayers. And to make up for the last guy, keep the last 10 seconds.
Your generosity is overwhelming. Thank you, John.
Anytime, Mayor.
Steve Warner, 103 North Sumner Avenue. Maybe we should appoint a special prosecutor or something to look into this, what's going on at Maynard. I don't know. What do you think? No, just a thought. Anyhow, I want to talk about the ball field and the little miniature golf course, which we think it would be a very good addition to the ball field. At the girls softball, what is now the Girls Softball Museum, and I think it possibly we could name the miniature golf course the Michael A. Becker miniature golf course and ice cream fun park. Possibly. In any case, we discussed this with some of the kids, and we're doing more research with the children of Margate for what they want. How they want to spend their time, what they would like. And the one kid here, Mr. Horn, a very nice child, said that he thought it would be an excellent idea. He would be awesome. They were his words, awesome. And it would be, he thought if there was like ice cream there in addition to the miniature golf, it would be just fantastic. And I know that like even older kids like miniature golf too, not just, they don't have to be 10 years old, 20-year-old. They just want a place where they can go and hang out with their friends and talk a little bit and what have you. And I think that would be just, that's why you have a ball field. That's why you have the recreational area where so people can go there, because most of the time there's nobody there. It's just open space. It's wasted. It's all well and good. It's open space. You want open space, go out to the Warden Forest and see plenty of open space. But I just think that we should look at this right now. And I mean, obviously it's not going to happen until next year, but let's make the decisions that need to be made, see if we can, make some sort of public-private partnership here, find people that might be interested in building something that would, to run it so it doesn't cost the city anything, and let them use the land. This has been done in a lot of places, and something that works out for everybody. I think it'd be like a win-win-win, and number one, win for the kids. And something's got to be done, because I can tell you this, I'm surprised that it took so long for a problem like happened to Memorial Day. I don't know how you've kept the lid on it so long, Chief, because there's so many freaking kids. It's just it's a accident waiting to happen. Something's got to be done. And I think it'll be better for the city too. The more that there is to do for the kids, the better. Better for everybody. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
David Wolf, Chief of Police. This is the first time I've ever done this, but I would be remiss if I didn't respond to Mr. Naroff's tirade earlier. That matter that he speaks about, that he deems a hate crime, was fully investigated by the police department and does not and did not meet the requirements under state of New Jersey law regarding hate crimes. It was not a hate crime. So I wanted to put that on the record.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. Good job, Chief. Any other public comment? Is there a motion to close public comment?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
We will now open public comment on ordinances and resolutions. That's,
I'll make a motion, Mike, we close.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion to introduce ordinance number 13, 2017, an ordinance amending Chapter 257, Vehicle and Traffic?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion to adopt ordinance number 12, 2017, an ordinance amending Chapter 67, Alcoholic Beverage?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for Resolution 114, authorizing payments to Colmar Home Center?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
I abstain.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for Resolution number 115, authorizing payment and claims?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for Resolution number 116, authorizing request of DLGS to approve insert of grant money?
I'll
I'll
make
make
that
that motion.
second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion authorizing, or Resolution 117, authorizing a public auction of abandoned bicycles?
I'll make that,
I'll second it.
Mayor Becker?
yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for Resolution number 118, authorizing renewal of the 2017-2018 liquor licenses?
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
May I have a motion for Resolution 119, authorizing rescinding pocket license while awaiting special ruling?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
Thank you, Johanna. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Mayor Becker?
Yes.
Commissioner Amadeo?
Yes.
Commissioner Blumberg?
Yes.
We did it.
2 minutes.
We did it.
2 minutes. 2 minutes ahead of time.
Nice.